first let's add the delete functionality to our application. Now I am getting the to-do ID as a parameter to our function. Then I'm gonna filter the to-dos that doesn't match with that ID. I'm gonna get the previous to-dos. Now I'm gonna filter. Now I'm gonna pass this function through the context. Here I'm gonna add it. I'm gonna add an empty function here. Now I'm gonna pass the to-do inside the context. Now inside the to-do item I can access it. Now I'm gonna call the delete to-do function when user click the trash icon. I have to pass the ID. Now it should work. See, it's working. Now I'm gonna add the mark as complete functionality. I need the to-do ID here. First I need the index of the item. Now I'm gonna set the state. In here what I did is first I get all the to-dos before the given item and add it to a new array. Then I modify the given item in the array. Then I added all the items after the given item of the array. When I modify the given to-do, first I get all the previous context that it has. Then I only updated the to-do completed. So now I'm gonna pass this to the context. First I add the type. So here we have to add. Now let's pass the mark as complete function to the checkbox. Now I'm gonna import it. Let's pass the value to the checkbox. Now we can test it. Yeah, now the checkbox is working. Let's add the search functionality. I'm going to create a local state here. Now I'm going to add the input field to the search and then connect it with the set state function. Now I'm going to add search functionality. I'm going to filter to-dos. Here I'm going to search according to the to-do title. First we have to get the lowercase. Then I'm going to check whether it is start with the search input values. Now I'm going to pass search results to the to-do list instead of passing to-dos directly. I'm going to search. You can see search results are coming. In here I'm gonna sort the array to add completed to-dos on the bottom of the list. You can see I added the sorting part at the end. The reason is if we search something, the length of the list is reduced. Therefore the sorting only take that reduced length. But if I add on top of the filtering, if I search something, still the sort function will sort all the array items. Therefore if we add this on the bottom, it will increase the performance. Now let's check the completed part as well. Okay, let's test that. Now when I click bring, it will go to the bottom. Also when I type BO, it stays in the bottom. You see everything is changed the way we want. Let's add the editing feature now. When I click the to-do item, I need to get the selected to-do. Now I'm gonna add the functionality of selecting to-do and deselecting the to-do. Now I'm gonna add the edit functionality. Now we have to pass this functionality through the context. Before I pass those things, I have to add those functionality inside the content state type and the content initial state. Now let's pass these features through the context. We have to pass the selected to-do ID through the context because we have to access that one inside the to-do form. So I'm gonna add that to the to-do context type and the to-do initial state. Then I will pass it to the values. Alright, now I can access these features inside the form card and to-do item. Here I'm gonna create a use effect hook to get the updated changes on context. Now I'm gonna get the to-do according to the selected to-do ID. If the to-do is available, then I will set that to-do to the form. I have to add the dependencies to the use effect. Now I have to update the submit button. If the form has the ID, that means it already added, so I have to update that item. If not, it is a new one. Therefore I have to create this ID and add it to the array. I'm gonna add the if else statement to check whether the to-do has the ID. If the to-do doesn't have the ID, I am creating a new ID and add it to the array. I'm gonna import the edit function. Now if the form has the ID, I'm gonna add that form to the edit functionality instead of creating a new item. After I submit the changes, I have to deselect the to-do item from the state. To do that, I'm gonna import the deselect function. Alright, now the changes that we need to do in the form card is completed. Now let's go to the to-do item. In the to-do item, I'm gonna get select to-do. If user clicks this item, I'm gonna select the to-do and pass the ID to the context. Alright, now it should work. Let's check the application. I already added some to-dos. Let's click and edit. You see, it is changed. Now I'm gonna change something with the date. Let's change the date to 25 and press save. You see changes has made. Okay, I'm gonna do one change in our code, that is adding a add to do function. I'm gonna pass that add to do function to the context. Before passing that, I'm gonna have to add those two types and initial state. Okay, now I'm gonna remove this set to do from the context. Now I'm gonna go to form card and do the changes. Now I'm gonna recheck the code. It works same as before. The reason I add those functionalities within the context provider is I have to add all the functionalities into one place. This is called separation of concern. So this component only concerned about functionalities. All the child components only concerned about rendering the UI and getting user. So in this way, if you want to do a change in the future, it will be much easier. For example, if the backend developer will give you the backend service in the next week, so you have to connect it with the backend. So now what you have to do is come to this context component and do the related changes. If you haven't add this principle and add all these functionalities into this one component, you have to go to this component and do the changes in there. This is a to-do item, therefore only two components are there as childs, but in bigger projects you have multiple components, therefore it's so hard to go through each and every component and do the changes. Therefore this is very good practice for you to develop. Thank you guys for watching. I see you in the next one. Have a nice day.